While I've done bits on nutrition in my past, there's never been such an emphasis as there is on here. I had a very early meeting with myself, Cairo, who is my head chef over at the training ground, and Patrick at the start of the season. And he was talking to us about the nutrition, and he was saying, if I can get literally an extra 2% out of the players because of the nutrition, I'll take that. There's nutritionists for both the training ground and the academy. They have separate nutritionists. Cairo, who's my head chef at the training ground, he actually will have meetings regularly with the nutritionist for the training ground, and they will put things into place.
So based on our weekly schedule, day off after the games, the players will be encouraged to take nutritional supplements away with them. Things such as protein shakes, collagen, cherry actives. And Monday will be quite a light day. They will screen them. When we screen them, we sort of have a menu of supplements. So have things such as omega-3s, which can reduce inflammation, collagen shots, obviously, which will help with tendon health, and protein shakes. If they want a protein shake in the morning alongside their breakfast, that's optional. Basically, the menu, what that'll have next to it, will have information around the supplements, so they're not just taking on random things. That'll describe what the supplements do, so they're not just picking up things, not knowing what about it, so there's a bit of an educational thing behind it as well. Tuesday is a bit of a smaller spaces session, so it's a bit harder, so we'll encourage them to have more carbohydrates, obviously, to pack those energy stores before they go into that session. Post-session, similar themes. Are they taking on the correct things and doing the correct things to implement a good recovery strategy? So when they come back in for the next day, which is a larger spaces day, it's a bit longer time on feet, that they're ready to go for that session. So that session will encourage them, if they can, to have a few more carbohydrates before that, because it's going to be a little bit longer, they're going to be out there, the space is going to be bigger, so it's going to be a little bit more taxing. Thursday, again a recovery day, similar strategy to what we'd go with post-game. So 48 hours to 24 hours before the game, we encourage them to get a lot of carbohydrates on board, so they're starting to build the load in before the game. And obviously on the match day, 3 hours before kick-off, they'll have a very rich carbohydrate meal. You have to be really hot on what you're doing with the food, and when you're delivering that food, the times what they have it is important. That's obviously all set out by the team themselves ahead of time. So you don't have red meat on a day of a game. Generally, the protein they have will be chicken and salmon on a game day. Lots of carbs, so there's always pasta. The food changes as the week goes on. Post-match, for instance, they will actually have, I'd say it's a treat meal as opposed to a cheat meal. It's definitely not too bad. It's not like the chicken wings and burgers and pizzas and things like that, but they will have a burger and chips, or they'll have a wrap or a steak sandwich. They will have something a little bit different. There's a bit more of a reward after a game. We don't have a file on each player, but we know what players obviously have allergies and stuff like that. We've got no vegetarians in the squad, but we have got quite a few pescatarians, so we need to make sure that obviously they're getting a high level of protein from fish, but some of them try and shy away from that sometimes, so it's how we can get around that with getting other things into them, so whether that's like a vegan protein shake or something like that, or a collagen shot, can we get the supplements that we need into those players who are just on a fish-based diet. The players this year, because they've been a changing squad demographic and the players have been a lot younger, it's been nice because they've wanted to know the reasoning behind why they're taking what they're taking. The players last season already sort of knew that. So it's been sort of an educational process for us this year in terms of actually talking to those players, sitting down with them and telling them about the benefits of what they're taking. Kleini's very interested in it, so he sort of, when we get a new product in, he's one of the first that will go into the fridge and sort of pick it up and say, oh, how's this going to help me, what does this do? I think he's got experience using that in the past from speaking to him. He's used quite a lot of it in some rehab situations, so he's quite consistent with that. He's one of the first that will come upstairs in the morning, knocking on our office door, trying to get some collagen out of the cupboard. So on a match day, certain players will have certain things religiously. So some players might have an electrolyte drink religiously, some players might have a caffeine shot religiously. These things are ultimately going to enhance their performance during the game. They're going to stop them getting dehydrated. Caffeine's going to make them more alert to situations in the game. But each player, I would say, is individual, which will also relate to their diet and stuff like that. But each player has their own sort of routine on a day-to-day basis.